and welcome to another free.volous episode. Today I decided to do 4 looks, 1 palette, and I'm using for that the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I was really fortunate, I got my hands on it and I decided to play with it, and to my surprise, because I was really aiming for a few shades on this palette and thinking that if I don't like the rest of the shades, it's going to be okay. I will invest to get a hold of those specific shades. But I was so happily surprised because I'm enjoying all of them. There's a couple of different finishes. There are metallics, but there are some top coats, which are the duochromes. There's a glitter one I will never ever touch on because this says crumbly stuff all over my face. But other than that, the mattes are really easy to blend out. They have a good color payoff. The metallics are beautiful, really rich and creamy. And then the top coats are, again, wonderful. And although they're more sheer, but overall, I really enjoyed this palette. And I wanted to share with you 4 suggestions of looks to do with this palette. There are more sort of going out looks, but the first one is quite subtle. But I mean, if you buy something like this, you're going to go for impactful and colorful looks, right? So that's why you buy this product. So if you have invested on this one, just let me know in the comments below if these looks have been helpful and if I've sort of given you new ideas. Share other color combinations down below because that will be a lot of fun. And yeah, let's jump into the quadrutorial. So I'm starting off with a soft layer of foundation. I mixed the ordinary coverage colors that I have here because it is a beautiful foundation. It's just my skin does not agree with it in the winter. So I'm trying it out now that the weather is a bit colder, and I have primed my eyes with a little bit of Milani eyeshadow primer. And I'm going to start off with this little beaut here, and I'm going to start with the first more everyday kind of look. And I'm using Desert Sand, which is this sort of off-white color. This wouldn't be a brow bone highlighter for many people because it's slightly more on the yellowish side. It's not too light, but as an all-over color, I can't speak today, you will have to forgive me. It works really nicely for me to start off as a base. And I'm just applying it over the whole lid. This is Musk, and it's the neutral brownie shade, so it's really good for crease work, for doing transition shades. I don't do a lot of transition just because I have a heavy fold, but I want something there. So I'm starting off on the outer corner, bringing it along the crease. There you go. If I have my eyes open and I look straight at you, you can't see it, but when I close my eyes, there's something there. So there's a bit of a shading. It's a beautiful color, this one. I wish they would do these colors individually, because this would be very, very useful. These shadows do have a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's nothing too aggressive or anything. You just tap off the excess. A little bit of depth on the eye, and then because this is a very simple look, it's an everyday look, I want it to be very quick and easy. I'm going to go into the color Cashmere, which is basically a very sort of a taupey shimmery brown, lightish medium brown. I'm going to take it on a flat shader brush and I'm going to apply it onto the eye. And this is your classic sort of muted look. If you want it more intense, like with all of these shadows, you can apply a little bit of a setting spray, MAC Fix Plus, to the product, and it will go creamier and with a higher shine. Taking that same cashmere color on the lower lash line, and again Musk, which is the neutral-ish cool tone brown just on the outer corner. Brown eyeliner and mascara. I have here the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic. This is the Lash Paradise, I think, in the US. I found it in a store here in Portugal, so I decided to give it a go. And I'll apply this one on this eye and Too Faced Better Than Sex on this one to see how it goes. I must say that right off the bat, it's very similar, but the formula is a bit thicker. I've used this before, and I can tell you that this does not crumble as much as the Better Than Sex. So yeah, it's a good mascara if you like the kind of lashes that I do, which is the fluttery ones, looking very voluminous and thick without being clumpy. So this is look one, very simple. I'll just go and do the other eye. So here's a Too Faced Better Than Sex, and here's the difference. I would say that between the two, the formula on the Better Than Sex is slightly thinner and drier, so it allows you to get more voluminous lashes a bit more easily. That's the basic difference. But as you can see, the difference isn't much, but it's a difference. But still, it's a really good drugstore mascara. No doubt about it. I think this look goes really well with sort of a dewy skin. So I'm applying Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. And this will give you a little bit more of a going out vibe. You can absolutely keep it really subtle. For blusher, I'm going to take this one right here from the Sweet Cheeks palette from NYX. Really like this palette. Just a touch of it. It will sort of match. I'm going to go for a little bit of a monochromatic vibe with these looks. This will sort of match the eyes. And on the lips I have Aquarius by Colourpop to create sort of a nudie lip. So this is the first look. Let's jump into the next one. For me, it's impossible not to feel drawn by the warm colors in this palette, although I think everybody is doing something with them. So yeah, let's see what comes out. So I'm taking Blazing, which is the bright orange color in the palette, and I'm going to apply it again, outer corner and crease, and I'm going to bring it a little bit lower onto my eye. That's why I'm using a fluffier blending brush. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. This on itself, it's a look. Just put Blazing on your lids and go out the door. I just left the mascara for convenience, so I'm sorry about that. My eyes will tend to get drier and drier and drier as the tutorials move along, so I'm not going to rub my eyes too much, so I left the mascara because of that. Now next, this is a pretty intense orange, and I really like it as is. I'm just blending out the edges. Now I'm going to take a pointier blending brush, and I'm going to take Saffron, which is the red. You've probably seen tutorials with these colors quite a lot, so yeah, sorry for the repetition, but I really think that you can make the most out of this palette really easily, and playing with the several color tones. And as you can see, I've just applied a little bit and it has intensified that orange really prettily. It's just a beautiful red. It's really easy to blend. Going back with the previous brush, which had the orange, and just making sure the edges are blended. Now I'm going to take Oud or Ode, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, on a smaller, even smaller brush, this right here, and I'm just applying this to the outer corner. This is a beautiful, beautiful brown. It's a warm chocolatey brown. It's quite deep. I think it has a bit of purple to it. Taking the brush that had the red and just blending it in. Now I'm going to take Eden, which is this peachy color up here, or down here for you, just on the center of the lid as a base. This one has quite a bit of fallout actually. And I'm using it to blend out the edges of the other eyeshadows. And if you wanted to do just a matte look with this sort of color scheme, you could. But I'm going to go crazy with this. And I'm going to take this beautiful, this is a sort of a duochrome color. This is angelic. And this is a rose gold, literally. You shift it and it's rose on one side and gold on the other. So, yeah, I like it. And I'm placing it again on the center of the lid. Oh, please, look at that. Pay off, bitch. Yes. Oh, I think this is gorgeous. Now, remember the old color that I applied a little bit earlier? I'm going to take it underneath the lash line because I want it to be really smoky underneath. So let's try it. I want it to be really dark and smoky, and it connects with that same color on the outer corner. And I'm bringing it down, babies. No fear. When it comes to lining my inner rims of the eyes, you know I line my inner rims for everything basically. I think that oranges on my eye color look better if I use black instead of brown on the waterline. I really like the way it looks. I'm bringing it a little bit on the outer corner just to connect the two areas. And reapplying mascara just because it has faded with the powders. I'm going to finish this tutorial with 5 layers of mascara. The Better Than Sex is so easy to layer because it doesn't get crunchy ever. Let's see the Paradise Ecstatic mascara. Yeah, this is crunchier, so it's more difficult to layer throughout the day. Yeah, it goes, can you hear it? Oh, my dog is snoring, so you probably can't hear a thing. Sorry. Taking a little bit of this orangey blusher. I'm layering this over the previous blusher, so I just can't. It's not too bad actually. I'll leave it at the orangey colored blusher. Do we dig this? I'm going to take Lady by Colourpop. I'm going to use a lot of Colourpop because Colourpop is $5 or $6. They have a bunch of options. It is worth the customs, in my humble opinion. And this is more of a reddish brown. So easy to apply. And there you go. This is the pumpkin spiced kind of look with a lot of oranges and reds on the eyes, a bit of shimmer on the center because it's all the trend and I want to make the best of it, and the pumpkin spiced lip. Let's jump into the next one. I left the under eye color, which was Oud or Oud, I don't know how it's said, and the in rim eyeliner in black, and of course the lashes because I just can't. And now I'm going to go with the same color with Oud, and you may find it really weird that I'm going in with just such a strong color to start with, but I'm going to try to use just 2 colors from this palette again, and I'm going to apply it, patting it, mostly on the outer corner again, but then bringing it all the way in, and inner corner, most of it, and then bringing it all the way in. So you should get sort of a smoky eye, like this. I'll blend the edges in a minute, but that's not concerning me right now. I just want to place the color, and I want it to be really strong, as you can see. So packing quite a lot of product, and then when there's less left, bringing it all around, leaving that little hole in the center. You guessed it, we're doing a halo eye, and I'm just blending out the edges with a clean brush, not using any color. I don't feel like I need it. You may want to create more depth and use a little bit of black or something. I want it to be really easy and quick and grungy, and using less colors gives me that. I'm going to reinforce the lower lash line. This is a beautiful chocolatey reddish brown. I hope the camera is doing it justice, because I feel like I look like a zombie right now on camera when looking at the viewfinder. You may have noticed that the techniques are always the same, so darker shades on the outer edges of the eyes, just really pat it in and then blend it out, and then on the center a pop of shimmer and or color. And for this one I'm going to use retrograde, and the camera's sort of picking it up. It goes from brown to green to blue. It has an undertone of reddish brown, which is absolutely gorgeous, and that I find that really matches oud, the matte brown. And let's pat this on. Yeah, this is not working as I wanted it to be, but it still looks amazing. I'm going to try it with my finger to see what we get. Yes. So as you can see, this is sort of a sheerer top coat. It's one of the finishes in this palette. You can still see the brown underneath from Oud. And because we left that little area underneath with no eyeshadow, it's giving it a pop of light. And I'm just going in with my fingers. If you have long nails, you probably won't like this. My advice is to try out those sponges that come, applicator sponges that come with cords that are really cheap. Those are really good to replace fingers when you can't use your fingers. So there you go. Can you see the whole light shifting on this eyeshadow? I hope you can. Again, more mascara. I don't do liner because just can't be bothered. And I want the eyeshadows to stand out. Taking the blending brush with nothing on it, clean, just to smoke out this slightly. Just making sure it doesn't have any harsh edges, but still preserves the darkness. That's why I don't get a lot of views, isn't it? And because this is a sort of a grungy look, I'm going to take Grunge by Colourpop. It's a brownish colour, but it has a lot more of a cooler undertone and a bit of a yellow. So it plays really nicely with the reddish brown on the eyes. I can't believe I'm saying grungy eye and I'm wearing glitter, but that's how sort of the situation goes. But yeah, this is the third look. So let's jump into the final one. Why do I do this? So, okay, for this look, I'm going to use something that is really special. This is the only Chanel cream eyeshadow that I own. It's called Diapason, and it's number 92, and I bought it on a sale. So I bought it with 20% off, and you will recognize sort of the undertones in it. You guess what I'm playing with next. But I'm using this on my lid as usual. And this on itself, it's gorgeous. This is the look I wore on one of the nights of a festival I was emceeing, and everybody complimented on my makeup, so I must have done something right. You can probably skip this one if you don't have cream eyeshadow with a purpley undertone, but yeah, if you do, it will help your eyeshadows cling on and last a bit longer, which is always helpful. If not, a glitter glue, mixing medium eyeshadow primer. And you may have noticed I kept the inner rim eyeliner and the mascara because, you know, of course I had to play with these two colors. This one is Amethyst, and this one, which is the most beautiful color ever created, in my opinion, is called Twilight. And Twilight is again a duochrome. You'll have to trust me, this is a lilac-y pink on one side and a bluish lilac on the other, depending on how the light hits it. And I'm just going to take Amethyst, again, same technique, on the outer corners. This is a rosy undertoned color, and this is not very pigmented. Let me just say it right off the bat, you will have to pile it on a bit more than you would have the other eyeshadows on this palette. It's not that you don't get color payoff, but as you can see, it's far more sheer. So yeah, purple is said to be a very hard color to do. And I'm applying it to the inner and outer corner. So again, a spotlight eye sort of thing. Where is the clean brush? There's another one here. Taking a clean brush, just cleaning up around the edges. And then I'm gonna go with this, it's so gorgeous, Twilight. I'm taking it on my finger. This is again another duochrome top coat, light retrograde. So you should have sort of a base color underneath. And oh please yes. Oh please yes. I love this. I just want to bathe myself in this color. I love lilac, violet-y colors. With blue undertones. So I'm loving the trends right now. For that evening, I think I used NYX mixing medium with this to make it stick to my lids and making sure that it wouldn't budge, just so you know. And I'm taking a little bit of Amethyst on the low lash line, again connected on the outer corner. As you can see, when you fade it out, it looks a bit more pink or rosy than purple, so you really have to smack it on. And then I'm going to take a little bit of oud just closer to the lash lines, just to ground it a little bit more. And this will darken that purple also. And this is one of my favorite looks that you can get with this palette. Just cleaning it up with desert sand. And I'm even taking a little bit of Twilight on the inner corner of the eye. Just a touch. Cleaning up underneath the eyes, because they have been battered, my friends. They have been battered. Going back in with a little bit extra of black eyeliner. This is Marc Jacobs, just because I think that the Marc Jacobs eyeliners are the ones that stay better on my waterline. It's a matter of trying and testing everything out for you. These are the ones that do last better on me. Although they do smudge eventually, it takes them a little bit longer. The Better Than Sex lashes are still able to be built up. As you can see, these ones are too crusty right now. Now I made a boo-boo, damn it. This one curls them and lifts them a lot more. This one keeps them a little bit more close to their natural shape. But I didn't use a lash color, to be totally fair. Now for the cheeks, Look what I've got. A friend of mine brought me these. Thank you, Tanya, from The Acting Edit. This is the Cloud Paint by Glossier, and this is in Puff, which is a pretty pink, pretty cute light pink. And when you think that these colors are cool toned, just pair them with a cool tone eyeshadow. You'll see that nobody is making cool toned blushes anymore. Hashtag rant. But this looks amazing on the skin, even on my sort of less than perfect skin. It has a very good texture. It's a cream, but it's easy to blend out. It's quite pigmented in the sense that you don't need a lot. These are very, very subtle colors. They're popping out on camera. They look just shiny enough to look like skin. They don't look oily, which is good. I can't attest to the lasting power of these. I've only used them for a few hours yesterday, but yeah. Let's go with Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip in Panda. Let's get the mono on monochromatic. I don't know what this means, but I don't care. Oh, the dog is out. So here it is, the finished look. So yeah, that was it. These are my final 4 looks. I hope you've enjoyed all of them. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That would mean the world to me. Leave me a thumbs up down below if this has been inspiring in any way, shape or form. My eyes are so sore right now, I can't even. But anyway, thank you for spending your time on me, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye! Oh, and if you're planning on buying nail polish, don't buy the H&M gel nail polish. The normal range is amazing. They dry really fast. The gel ones, they chip in 2 days. Just... No. 2 days? No.